Oliver's life was a tangled web of deceit and greed. He was a young man in his late 20s with a charming smile and a silver tongue. But beneath his charming facade, Oliver was a master manipulator, always on the lookout for ways to improve his financial situation. "I'm so lucky to have you, Eva," Oliver would say to his first wife, Eva, a kind and gentle soul. "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me." Eva had married Oliver with the hope of building a life together. But Oliver's spending habits and lack of stable income put a strain on their relationship. Eva tried her best to make ends meet, but Oliver's reckless behavior was taking a toll on their marriage. One day, Oliver met Charlotte, a wealthy businesswoman in her 40s. She was a self-made millionaire with a sharp mind and a quick wit. Oliver was immediately drawn to Charlotte's wealth and status, and he began to court her with all the charm at his disposal. "I'm so impressed by your success, Charlotte," Oliver said, showering her with attention. "You're an amazing woman, and I feel so lucky to have met you." Despite their age difference and the fact that Oliver was already married, Charlotte fell for Oliver's charms. She was lonely and vulnerable, and Oliver's attentions were a welcome respite from her busy life. Before long, Oliver and Charlotte were married in a lavish ceremony. Oliver's eyes gleamed with excitement as he gazed at Charlotte's wealth, and he quickly began to help himself to her riches. "I'm so happy to be married to you, Charlotte," Oliver said, smiling sweetly. "You're everything I've ever wanted in a partner." But instead of using the money to improve his life with Charlotte, Oliver started giving it to Eva, who was unaware of his second marriage. "Where is all this money coming from?" Eva asked Oliver one day, as he handed her a wad of cash. "Oh, I just got a new job," Oliver said, smiling. "It's a great opportunity, and I'm going to be making a lot more money from now on." Eva was overjoyed when Oliver started showering her with gifts and money. She had no idea where the money was coming from, and she didn't ask questions. She was just grateful to have a comfortable life, and she didn't care about the cost. But Charlotte was not as oblivious. She began to notice that Oliver was spending large sums of money, and she asked him about it. "What's going on with our finances, Oliver?" Charlotte asked, her voice firm. "I've noticed that you've been spending a lot of money lately, and I'm starting to get a little worried." "Oh, don't worry about it, Charlotte," Oliver said, laughing. "I'm just investing in a business venture. It's going to pay off big time, I promise." Charlotte was skeptical, but she trusted Oliver and gave him the benefit of the doubt. As time passed, however, Charlotte's doubts grew. She discovered that Oliver was giving her money to Eva, and she felt betrayed. "You're married to someone else, aren't you?" Charlotte demanded, her voice shaking with anger. Oliver's face turned white. I I can explain," he stammered, but there was no explaining away the truth. Oliver's actions had severe consequences. His relationship with both women suffered, and he lost the trust and respect of those around him. Eva was devastated when she discovered that Oliver was married to Charlotte, and she felt like she had been living a lie. "How could you do this to me?" Eva asked, tears streaming down her face. "I thought we had something real, Oliver. I thought we loved each other." Oliver's face crumpled and he looked away. "I'm sorry, Eva," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "I was blinded by my own ambition. I didn't mean to hurt you." As Oliver sat alone in his darkened room, he couldn't help but think about the choices he had made. He had let his greed and ambition consume him, and he had lost everything that truly mattered. He thought about Eva and Charlotte and the pain he had caused them. He thought about the lies he had told and the trust he had broken. "I was so blind," Oliver said to himself, shaking his head. "I thought wealth and status were everything, but now I see that they are nothing without love and respect." Oliver started by reaching out to Eva and Charlotte, apologizing for his actions and taking responsibility, and he began to work on rebuilding their relationships. Eva was hurt and angry, but she was also willing to listen. "Why should I trust you?" she asked Oliver, her voice shaking with emotion. "You've lied to me, cheated on me. How can I ever believe you again?" Oliver took a deep breath and looked Eva straight in the eye. "I don't expect you to trust me right away," he said, "but I want you to know that I'm committed to changing. I'm willing to do the hard work necessary to regain your trust and respect." Charlotte, on the other hand, was more skeptical. "You're just sorry you got caught," she said, her voice cold and detached. "If you had gotten away with it, you would still be lying to me and Eva." Oliver knew Charlotte had every right to feel that way. He had hurt her deeply, and he couldn't blame her for being angry, but he also knew that he had to try to make things right. "I understand why you feel that way," Oliver said, "and I'm not asking you to forgive me overnight. But I want you to know that I'm committed to being honest and transparent from now on. I want to work on rebuilding our relationship, if that's something you're willing to consider." As Oliver worked on rebuilding his relationships with Eva and Charlotte, he faced many challenges. There were times when he felt like giving up, when it seemed like he would never be able to regain their trust. But he persisted, knowing that he had to earn back their respect. Slowly but surely, Oliver began to see progress. Eva started to open up to him again, sharing her feelings and thoughts with him. Charlotte began to see the changes in Oliver, and she started to trust him again. It wasn't easy, and it took time, but Oliver was determined to make things right. He knew he had hurt the people he cared about, and he was willing to do whatever it took to regain their trust and respect. After months of hard work and dedication, Oliver finally regained the trust and respect of both Eva and Charlotte. Eva, who had been hurt deeply by Oliver's deception, eventually forgave him and they rebuilt their relationship. Charlotte, who had been skeptical at first, came to see the genuine changes in Oliver, and they too rekindled their romance. However, Oliver realized that he couldn't continue his relationships with both Eva and Charlotte in the way they were. He had hurt them both deeply, and he knew that he had to make a choice. After much contemplation, Oliver decided to pursue a relationship with Eva, the woman he had originally married. Eva had been his first love, and he realized that their relationship was built on a foundation of trust and mutual respect that he wanted to nurture. Charlotte, on the other hand, deserved someone who could love her fully and honestly. Oliver knew that he couldn't give her the relationship she deserved, so he made the difficult decision to let her go. Charlotte, though hurt, eventually understood Oliver's decision and moved on to find someone who loved her for who she was. Oliver and Eva's relationship blossomed once again. They worked through their issues, and their love for each other grew stronger. They learned to communicate effectively, trust each other, and build a life filled with love, respect, and honesty. Years went by, and Oliver became a better person. He learned from his mistakes and grew as an individual. He and Eva built a happy life together, filled with love, laughter, and adventure. Oliver finally found the happiness and fulfillment he had been searching for, and he knew that it was all thanks to the lessons he had learned from his past experiences. Oliver's story serves as a reminder that people can change and grow, and that true happiness comes from within. With hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes, we can build stronger, more meaningful relationships and live a life filled with love, joy, and purpose. And so Oliver and Eva lived happily ever after, their love story a testament to the power of redemption and the human capacity for growth and forgiveness.